This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted to be joined here with Barry McGuigan. Just spoke to your son Shane there, who just sort of spoke through that performance, but when that knockout came, I think everyone was a little bit worried at first just how emphatic it was, and obviously Zozaj, luckily, all okay.
Yeah, that's the most important thing. The way he fell and the way he reacted when he was hit with that right hook, he just went out cold. When you can fall from your natural height, the 6'1.5", fall down and bang your head off the canvas, that's always sickening. It was a dreadful knockout, but he was a tough kid, and he hit Chris way too much as far as I was concerned. We asked Chris to use his boxing skills and keep things at long range and outbox him and then wear him out and slow him down and then start to go for it. But as usual, he loves to tear up in front of his own crowd, and he fought aggressively too early and got caught a few times. It hurt. And the guy can hurt, or the guy can punch, and he can really hit. So it was a little bit too exciting for me, but the finish was spectacular.
Just in terms of Chris himself, obviously all this week, so much talk about world title next, which is so hard as a fighter because you've got to try and focus on this Saturday, but it is in the back of your mind. Now we can start thinking about it. The name that's being thrown about, Jay Opetaia or Gulamarin. I think Opetaia probably the most likely, the IBF champion. Believe we maybe see this now in May at the Vitality in front of all these fans times 5, 6.
6 or 7, yeah. That would be spectacular. We would love that. And Jay Opetaia, or he's a Kiwi based in Australia, tough kid, beat Bradis, but in fairness, a tired Bradis. And of course Gulamarin or Ilungu Mukabi, he would be an opponent we would look at as well. So, but I think Opetaia is looking like the favourite. So he's rated with all the governing bodies, top 10 of all of them, top 5 in 2 of them. So he's in a great spot. And we would love it to be in the Vitality Stadium. My God, it'd be spectacular. But ultimately we want to win, and he just has got to take a nice rest over Christmas and get himself back out on the road and start building up for it. And I'd like it before the summer. I'd rather have it in the end of the spring, but having it outside, I understand that may not be feasible. We had the Tyson Fury fight outside, and
I was freezing.
Absolutely, I was petrified cold. It was crazy, but nevertheless, it was a great show. Certainly from Daniel's perspective, it was a very dramatic fight. Didn't like to see him going down, but these are normal things, and as I mentioned, the ACL thing let him down, and so he's got time to recover, hopefully, before he can fight again.
Just finally from me, Caroline was incredible tonight. Just speaking to Shane now and saying he's got 2 best female prospects in boxing. Caroline just sensational. I don't really see anyone doing it how she is in the pro game. It's just incredible.
Well, I thank you for that, Charlie. She fights like a man. She fights with real spite and nastiness. You don't see that in female boxers. You don't see them ripping into girls and going for it like the way she does. And she just knew this girl had never been stopped. She campaigned her whole career as a life, never been stopped. And she went right out. And I know Caroline, seeing her in the dressing room, was thinking, right, never been stopped.
She's speaking really well now as well in media and also.
Very articulate, very pretty girl, lovely lass, great personality, lovely human being, lovely family. The dad, Stan, and Daniel, and the young fella who's really clever and speaks. He speaks Chinese, the kid. So they're a tremendous family, a very exciting bunch of athletes, I'll tell you that. And so she's great, and she's just going to go from strength to strength. The issue now is getting her rounds, and then without rushing her, and that's the problem, because it's easy to say, right, well, I'll jump from here right up to there.
She told me she wants Michaela Mayer.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I would have no problem putting her in to spar Michaela Meyer, but not to fight her just yet. But we know that she can beat most of the lightweights in the world right now. But it's the same thing like Adam Azim. You gotta get them the round. You gotta move them at the right pace. You gotta also think about what Sky going to pay them. So you just can't jump into this huge. We do things right. We've produced a number of world champions so far. We know what we're doing. We're good at this. So we know what pace to take her along at. But she is a spectacular talent, my God. Her and Ellie, Ellie's fabulous, and she's getting better. And the more time she spends it with Shane, you just see her getting better and better and better. And then we got Adam, who's a spectacular kid. And we're delighted with the talent that we got in the gym, and all the others that are important to us too. Robbie Davis, and all of the kids and Hassan, and they're all very important to us. They're our family, and so we like to take care of them and match them at the right pace, at the right time, and bring them along. And we want them to be exciting and spectacular, and the vast majority of them are. So.
Well, Barry, thank you very much for speaking to us at Boxing Social.